Okay, this is a 2007 Nissan Murano. It's got the 3.5. I believe they all do. I don't think there was an engine option. And the alternator went bad. And I didn't want to take the radiator and the cooling fans and everything else out, so I found a little shortcut here through the bottom. What I did, as you can see, the AC condenser is pulled out right here. It's still hooked up. I didn't evac the AC. It's still got a charge. I pulled the AC condenser off. There's there's one bolt here, or a stud with a nut there, a bolt there, bolt here, and this oil cooler line right here. As you can see, there's two bolts. One right there, another one right there, just to kind of stretch that out of the way. And the only way I could get this thing down out far enough, I see that some people got it out without having to mess with the cradle, but I took the nut off. I had my jack under it so it wouldn't move. I took the nut off and tried to pull the cradle down far enough, thinking with the AC pump kind of hanging down here with the lines hooked to it, that maybe I could sneak the alternator out the top hole, but it just wasn't quite enough. Didn't give me enough. And so I probably wasted my time, because I actually loosened both sides, this side as well as the driver's side. Probably didn't have to do that, but basically pull all the bolts off, holding this thing on, well, the bolts and the nuts, pull the two bolts out of this oil cooler line, pull this thing up out of the way. You got to kind of fidget with it a little bit, because fidget, not your fidget spinner, because in the back side here, this line right here, see if you can see it, that line right there presses against the back of the alternator when the alternator is bolted in place. But what I found is once you get the main bolt, there's two bolts that hold the alternator in. Once you get the main bolt out, you can kind of jockey this around and move the alternator around in here to get it out. If you look way up there, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this. Let's see here if I can get my light up there. Okay, way up here, right there, that's where the top bolt goes. There's two bolts on this alternator. That one's a bugger to get to. The easiest way I found was from the top with an extension and a universal. It was 12 millimeter. And then this is your wire, your main battery wire. And then this is the, I don't know if you can see, I get my hand out of the way. That's the plug for the alternator right there. This plug right here, you can see that's the only other thing I unplugged. And that right there was for the clutch on the air conditioner, the AC pump right here. That was for the clutch. It just, the wire wasn't long enough, and when I was trying to move the AC pump out of the way over here, it was stretching the wire. So aside from the alternator, well, I mean, I unhooked the battery, but aside from the alternator power and the plug right here, this is the only other thing I had to unhook electric-wise. So there's one bolt right up there. That's the hard one to get to. That one you get from the top. And one bolt right here, a big bolt that goes right through here. And that's it. You push that out of the way and you can actually get the alternator. I don't know how well you can see this, but you can actually get it's kind of a puzzle, but you can actually get the alternator right out of the hole right here. And again, I didn't mess with the charge. I didn't evac the system. It's still fully charged and it's going to work when I put everything back together. So just a real quick, easy, I'm always looking for the easy way to do it. And I want to say that even with messing with the carriage or the subframe bolt nuts, I probably still only have about 30-35 minutes into getting the alternator out of the car. I'm not sure if the assembly will go as fast as the disassembly, but I'm hoping it will, because I'll save time that way. So anyway, real quick, thanks for watching.